Okay, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. The El Paso Fire Department is going to demonstrate the correct way to fry a turkey. During the holidays, a lot of people fry their turkeys. It's a very popular way of cooking your turkey for Thanksgiving, but it comes with some inherent risks. And so what we'd like to do today is kind of demonstrate a way to cook the turkey and to minimize those risks. So there's certain tips that we'd like to talk about right now to minimize the chance of a fire. First of all, we'd like to keep the turkey fryer and the turkey at least 10 feet away from any structure. A lot of times people tend to cook under a covered porch or a patio or inside of a garage. Terrible ideas. We want to at least 10 feet away from the structure. We don't want to cook on any type of wooden decks. We want a nice flat level surface. No wooden decks or any type of garage or anything. As far as the turkey goes, you got to make sure your turkey is completely thawed out. Never put in a frozen turkey. It needs to be completely thawed out and dried because the water or the ice that's on the turkey is not going to mix at all with the heated up oil. And so we are trying to prevent an overflow. Never fry in the wind or the rain or the snow. Those are all conditions that could add water to your hot oil or cause the fryer itself to tip over, okay? You always want to make sure the level, that the turkey fryer is on a level surface, and the propane tank is at least 2 feet away. This setup here was donated to us today from Walmart, so we'd like to express our appreciation to Walmart for helping us out with the equipment. Thank you. So the next important thing to do is to properly measure your oil. If you don't properly measure the oil beforehand, you can get an overflow of the oil. We'll demonstrate that here in a second. We want turkeys to be fried that's around 12 pounds or less. Some of the fryers can go a little bit larger, but when you start talking about turkeys that are 17, 18 pounds, that's just too big for the fryers and it requires too much oil, and they don't cook as completely or fully either. When you're cooking, indoors or out, we don't want unattended cooking. So while something is frying, we always want you to be in constant connection with the turkey fryer and make sure that you're observing it at all times. So never leave it unattended. Don't overheat your cooking oil. We only need it to get to about 350 degrees to properly cook it. So you don't want to get it too high. So a commercially available fryer will have these thermometers, and you can also buy the thermometer itself to monitor how hot your oil is getting in the inside. Another great safety tip is when you're lowering the turkey into the oil after it's heated, turn your propane off. Shut it off so you're eliminating your ignition source in case you get anything that spills over. Once it's fully submerged, you can turn it back on. It's not going to reduce the temperature by that much, and it's a much safer process of lowering the turkey into it. You want to wear gloves and eye protection when you're lowering because you will get some splattering, so be careful with that. The last thing you want to do is get hit by some hot oil, react and drop the turkey, knock the whole thing over. It can be a mess. And so use a hook or a pole or something to lower it in, okay? Have a fire extinguisher safe nearby. B-class extinguisher is what we're looking for. Typical dry chems, the ABCs that are most generally available, is a great option for that, just in case you do get a fire. And always keep kids and pets away from your cooking area. The last thing you want is to have somebody run into it and spill the whole thing over and have some type of injury. So we'll show you how to properly measure your oil now at this time. Yeah.
During this time of the year, what kind of calls do you get?
We do see a lot more holiday-related calls. So cooking, whether it's unattended cooking inside the home, turkey fries, electrical overuse fires because of overloaded electrical circuits due to Christmas lights, Christmas tree fires, and then also a lot of space heaters. As it's getting colder, we use a lot more space heaters to warm up the home. And if they're not spaced at least 3 feet away from everything while they're on, then it could be a potential fire ignition source. So you got to be really careful with using space heaters. And then also your regular heater, make sure it's serviced by a professional and it's tested for carbon monoxide, because we do go to an increased number of carbon monoxide poisoning calls at this time of year also. And so that's why we always recommend having a carbon monoxide detector in your home, but also having your heating system serviced and checked by a professional so they can check for any carbon monoxide production. That's predominantly what we run on in the wintertime.
Name and title.
Yes, my name is James Sherfel. I'm a lieutenant with Community Risk Reduction, and that's with the Fire Marshal's Office with the El Paso Fire Department. Last name is S-C-H-A-E-R-F-L. Okay, we'll show the proper procedure here for measuring the oil. Oops. All right. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is measure the oil level that you want. We're going to do that by lowering the turkey. You can do it in the bag or out into your cooking pan, and then pouring water into the cooking pan of the appropriate level to where it's covering by a couple of inches the top of the turkey. And that'll give you that measurement. We'll show you how to do that now. So once we start pouring in the water, you just want enough water to make sure that you're going to completely submerge the turkey. Once you make sure you have enough oil in there to completely submerge the turkey, I'll add a little bit more to make sure there's enough to cover it all the way while it's cooking. Then we'll take that turkey out. Let me hand this to you. All right. Now this level here is the level of oil that you need to put in. So you can mark that with your temperature gauge, or you can simply go inside and score the inside of the container. But so now that I have this marked, I'll lower the temperature gauge down until it's at the right level. And that'll be how much oil I need to put in into the pot to warm up so that we don't get an overflow once we put the turkey back in. So at this time, I'm going to take the water out. I'm going to completely dry the inside of the container, and we're going to prep the turkey to put it inside. Well, for us, it was perfectly 3 gallons. We have just enough to make it there. And that's going to be about the typical amount that you're going to need based on the weight of your turkey. All right, let's light this thing. Yeah. Yeah, when you're going to light it, make sure that the oil is removed. Of course, it is a flammable, so we want to make sure that we completely remove any ignition sources at all. Now make sure you push down your temperature gauge back into the oil so you can regulate. You can see how much temperature is getting built up inside the oil. Thanks. Alrighty. That'll be it for now until it gets warmed up. Then we can show you guys dropping the turkey inside of there. All right, so make sure the turkey is thoroughly dried. There's no liquid marinades, no water-based marinades, and no stuffing inside, okay? We want to shut off the ignition source, so that red one, follow the, it's on and off. That's actually the other direction. Yeah, so shut off your ignition source so there's no ignition source, all right? Okay, and then we'll go ahead and lower the turkey in. And we just go in nice and slow, and we, you can see there's quite a reaction with the turkey even though it's thawed and it's dried. So we're just going to take our time with it. Come on down a little bit more. Hold it there for a second. All right, come on down. Can already smell fried turkey, dude. All right, Jay, let's lower it all the way down in there. Got it. Yeah, no, go ahead and pull it off. There you go. All right, see, no spill, it didn't overflow. The turkey was dry. It was already, we won't cover it. We'll leave it open. We pre-measured to make sure that we didn't overflow. Those are the biggest things you can do for yourself. And then making sure the temperature of the turkey is just right. So now that we have it back in, we'll go back and we'll reignite and we'll monitor it the entire time it's cooking. When you're done with the cooking process, if you don't want to keep your oil and reuse it, you can always take it to the citizen collection sites for environmental services. There's 5 different locations throughout town, and they'll accept your used cooking oil from you, all right?
How long does it take to cook?
It takes about 3.5 minutes per pound. So depending on what size your turkey is, it'll take the appropriate amount of time. For us, it's going to take somewhere around 40 minutes.